Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nutrition Review. Today is Saturday and the week is wrapping up. Let me tell you, it was a week and a half. For some reason, this week kicked my royal butt. It wasn't all bad news though. Monday started out great. Coach was pleased with last week's results. Again, weight decreased, measurements came in. So going into my third week of prep, no changes in macros, no changes in cardio. Great news. Just hoping to enter the week and achieve the same results. Got a great pump Monday, probably one of the best leg days I've had in several weeks. Energy was great. I had awesome strength. Left the gym feeling like $1,000,000. Tuesday came around and I don't know what happened. I have felt like a bag of rocks ever since. I started feeling a little bit bloated. My rings were tight. My wristwatch I had to loosen. Really just wasn't feeling myself. A little just puffy everywhere. And I wasn't sleeping very well. A little bit stressed from work. So all these variables can really affect and take a toll on your body. So I've been trying to focus on the things that I can control, been keeping my steps up, been trying to get really good energy at the gym and keep my strength up. Unfortunately, Wednesday hopped on the scale, was up 1.5 pounds, which is frustrating. I'll talk about the scale later in this video because I think that's a really important topic and something that I constantly have to remind myself about. So I'm about to go get a pump. It is shoulder day. It's Saturday at the gym. So I wanted to take you guys along. Hopefully it won't be too busy and I can video some of my workouts. So about to finish up my oatmeal. Excited for this shoulder pump. It should be good. And it is now 16 weeks. Well, I told you it was a long week because it is 15 weeks out, not 16. Anyways, let's get to work. Alrighty, I think it's an appropriate time to have a little chit chat about the scale. So in prep, I do weigh myself every single day, and then this allows my coach to look at my weekly average weigh-in and use that as one measurement of progress. Yes, just one. We also take weekly measurements, so I measure my waist, my hips, my biceps, and we take progress pictures. So an accumulation of my weight, my pictures, and my measurements are how we measure progress and look at my progression from week to week. So yes, weight is one way to measure progress, but I am a firm believer that it is not the best way. It's not the end all be all, guys. Why don't we look at progress pictures? Our measurements, have those decreased? How is our clothes feeling? How are we looking all together? It's not like someone walks in and goes, "Hey Steph, looking really good today. You must be weighing in at what, 127 and a half?" No one knows the difference between 127 and what 128 looks on me. And guess what? At the end of the day, I could be 5 pounds less than the girl standing next to me on stage, and she could win. So there's my little rant about not prioritizing weight over other signs of progress. And there are a few reasons why I believe this and what I have learned about this little number through my last journey in prep. So this week is a prime example of how weight can be kind of a pesky little number. So this week I did not lose any weight. I actually increased weight slightly. I'll show you the measurements in a little graph right here and how my weight has been trending over the past few weeks. So this week saw a stall in the weight, but I actually decreased my measurements. So I do consider this week a win, and I do consider it progress in my journey towards the stage. And this brings me to the idea that weight is so variable and changes with so many different circumstances. So for example, me personally, I have two major contributors that will fluctuate my weight like no other from day to day. One, the amount of sleep I get. If I have a crappy night of sleep, I can pretty much bet my life that the scale's not gonna decrease. If I'm not getting a proper 8 hours of sleep, it really affects my weight. And this could be because I'm retaining water, it could be hormone related, it could be because I have extra stress. So all of these extra things really affect my day-to-day weight on the scale. Speaking of hormones, that's another thing that affects my weight on the scale. So if you're a girl out there and you have that lovely time of the month, guess what? The scale's not gonna be your friend. So that's another indicator. If your hormones are not in proper balance, if you're retaining water, heck, if the weather outside gets warmer, this girl swells up, retains water, and you can bet that the scale is not going to decrease. So as you can see, there are a whole bunch of things that can affect your weight on a day-to-day level. So when you're looking at that number on the scale in the morning, jot it down, use it as your weekly averages, and remember that it is only one way to measure your progress. It's not the end-all be-all. It's not something you should be afraid of. Yes, stating this as a reminder to myself as well. I know it's hard. I do hate the culture that has been created around the scale and this whole mindset of if I'm not decreasing weight every single day, I'm not making progress, and oh, I gained 2 pounds after eating a large dinner last night. Oh, I have to go on a diet. No, like I said, there's so many different things that affect your weight. I'm gonna say it. Did you take a shit this morning? That can affect your weight. Did you drink a lot of water yesterday? That can also affect your weight. So please don't use that number on a scale as a good or a bad indicator of your day or a positive or negative sign to your progress. It is just a number. So please don't use that number on the scale as an end-all be-all. What really is important is how we look and how we feel at the end of the day, and that is a better indicator of progress than just that little pesky number. So that's all I have for this Saturday evening. Tomorrow is Sunday, so meal prep, woo woo. Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. It is Sunday, so I'm in the middle of a meal prep, and I wanted to share with you a new technique of how I have been prepping my chicken. So those of you who have seen my meal prep videos, you know that I do love to bake the chicken and even grill it if I have time on Sunday. And that really gives us enough protein to eat on throughout the week. I use it for our lunches and even a few dinners. But the past few weeks, I have been using the crock pot, and I have found a new way that I like to create a variety of different chicken recipes. So previously, I used to throw in some chicken breasts with maybe a can of salsa or some Frank's Red Hot sauce with a little packet of ranch, and those are awesome recipes. But the problem that I find is that I'm eating the same chicken every single day all week, and it kind of gets boring. So what I've recently tried is I have 6 chicken breasts here today, and I'm going to put them in the crock pot by themselves. I haven't seasoned them. I just took them out of the package, cleaned them off a little bit, and then I'm going to use a cup of bone broth. And bone broth has very interesting macros, if you can see that on the screen. It really is just protein, but it has a bunch of great micronutrients. So I like to use that instead of oils or other sauces, and it keeps the chicken pretty juicy as you cook it into the crock pot. So a cup of bone broth and probably a half a cup of water, and just the plain chicken breast is all I'm going to put in the crock pot. So at the end, you get this wonderful shredded chicken that then you can add whatever sauces you want to for each meal. So I'll show you the end result of the shredded chicken and some of the sauces that I'm going to use this week. Like I said, it just adds a ton of variety, and I get to control how much sauce I put on the chicken. And yeah, I think it's a pretty awesome technique. So let's get cooking. So this is the chicken all shredded up. As you can see, it's pretty juicy. Now the chicken by itself is pretty plain at this point, and that's kind of the whole idea, because as you can see, I portion it out into my lunches, and then from there I get to pick whatever sauce I want to put on it. So for this week, I have some Hatch Valley Trader Joe's salsa, honey mustard, and of course my barbecue sauce. I also might try out this enchilada sauce, maybe for dinner one night this week. So I add these during the week right before I heat up my chicken, and it's an awesome way to add variety into your meal preps. So this is another one of my meal prep ideas. Thank you so much for watching this week. If you've been enjoying this video and my past few videos, please subscribe below and let me know if there's any other things that you would like to see. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.